Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon and early good morning over in the UK. It's Jordie Jane, Psychic Medium here. Thank you so much for spending the next half an hour with me of your time today. Now, I know hopefully with all things going to plan that the weather is going to hold, so we have a good show, but I'm not going to tempt fate, so we're just going to go with the flow. So I hope everyone is staying safe in the storms over there in the States and all the wild weather at the moment. Over here, it is quite cold. I will talk weather in degrees, so I do apologise, or in Celsius. Yeah, so at the moment, it's like 12 degrees, but it feels like -5 or something. It's really, really cold out there. The sun's out, but the wind is got a chill factor on it. It's really, really cold up here. I reckon if it rained, it would snow. So it's really cold at the moment. So I'm all rugged up and I've got my scarf on and everything. Today, been a really good week. I hope you all have had an awesome week. Today I want to talk about trust. Now, also just as well, before I go into that, Spirit has actually just put it in my head that I need to talk about all the people who are over here in Australia at the moment. We're going through some tough times in our drought-affected areas. Our farmers are going through a little bit at the moment. So if you are in Australia, be mindful and try and donate time or donate money, donate to the bales of hay. Just try and help our farmers out as best we can, because if it wasn't for our farmers, we wouldn't have food on the table or and things like that. So, and I come from a family that used to have a farm, so I definitely know how to live off the farm. And when we've got drought, and we've always had this, it comes and flows with the weather, but it just, please be mindful if you're in Australia, try and donate as much as you can. That would be amazing to our beautiful farmers up there struggling at the moment, or around Australia actually, because I don't think it's just the east coast. I think it's also the west and south as well. So that's my little thing for today. So if you can do that, that would be awesome. So today, the word is trust. Now, it's interesting. Trust is a big word. I had a workshop on the weekend and I was connecting and getting my beautiful students to do some workshopping higher self as well as soul connecting. Now, the biggest thing is trust. So it doesn't matter if you're a healer, reader, or a person in everyday life who doesn't do readings or healings. Trust is a big thing. So when we get things, we've just got to trust with what we get. Now, when we were doing the higher self stuff, it's trusting and letting go. See, we can as humans be a bit of control freak. I know I am. And letting go can be really hard, but when you trust to let go and just go with the flow, readings, healings, all that sort of stuff really sort of start flowing. But also trust in yourself. You've got to have the trust in yourself to know that you're doing the right thing for you. Being mindful that if you trust in saying no to someone, then do it. If you trust yourself in not going to that place or turning left instead of what the GPS says right, just do that. Trust your gut instincts. Trust yourself. It's a big word. And you put yourself in a, sorry, I'm just getting words from Spirit, which is what I normally get, is when you go to have an operation or you go to the doctor, you put your trust in a doctor to make sure that they give you the right medicine or they heal you. And sometimes if you feel like your gut instinct is just not there, you just go, I'm not quite sure about this doctor, so let me just work with going to another doctor. So just trust. Okay, so that's the big word for the week. I hope you start, and even if you don't really do a lot of work with spirit or with healings and stuff, just do little bits and pieces like, okay, I'm going to trust my instinct and go and do this, or I'm going to trust my instinct and call that person that I haven't spoken to for so long because we've had a fallout. So it's just trusting what you get intuitionally, so your gut instincts. trust them, because the more we trust them and the more we put our mindfulness and awareness into that trust of our gut instincts, the easier life is, or the easier the way your path goes, your life goes. Because the less we trust in our gut instincts, we just... But sometimes we fall off the rails, which can happen. It's a part of the human experience. But being mindful that that spirit connection can be really strong, just trust, okay? So I feel like that was a bit of a big word for everyone this week. And it's just, even us as readers and psychic and mediums, we've got to trust with what we get, because it's what spirit give us. We've got to trust. We can't manipulate it or move it. We've just got to trust with what we get. Okay, so thank you so much for listening to that, but just try and do some time out that you trust with what you get. It's lots of fun. So I've got Teresa from, I do apologise, I can't pronounce where you're from. Thank you. Hi Teresa, how are you? Oh, Delaware, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Oh, that's good. Actually, you sound like a little bit off at the moment, but that's fine. Let me just work through this. Now, did you want to go psychic or mediumship today, Trace?
Any way you want, as long as any way spirit would like you to.
Okay, lovely. Okay, cool. It's like I want to take a deep breath with you, because I feel like you're a little bit on edge at the moment, but that's only because there's a few things going on around you that I just want to I'll let you know that I'm aware of. I want to say you're at that point of jumping off the cliff for work, or jumping off the cliff for doing something a little bit out of your comfort zone, because I feel like you've got a little bit of anxiety going on around you at the moment, with a few things coming up in your life, which it can understandable. Sometimes we can get a little bit over protective or over sort of thinking, but I just want to make reference to, I want to say this is the tip of the iceberg. Would that make sense with you? Hello, Therese. Okay, thank you. Oh, spirit, love it. I was putting it out there that everything's going to be okay today. So yeah, I'll just wait for Therese to come back on. Hopefully we can get her back on. Okay. Hi, Therese. How you going?
I'm fine. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's okay. It's all good. We got you back, which is good. Dave, our beautiful, wonderful producer, got you back. So I don't know if did you hear a little bit what I was saying to you, or did it cut out? Oh, I think we've got... Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Therese, just connect with me if you're still watching this. If you're still watching this, Therese, just connect with me on Jordie Jane Psychic Medium on my Facebook page, and I can do a little thing for you at the end or next time you call in, okay? So just waiting for our next caller, and while I chat with that, Therese, I hope you can watch this back, because I just feel like I know spirits around you, and I feel like there's a grandmother connected on mum's side of the family for you as well. So I just feel like there's that. Okay, so just waiting for my next caller, but I do feel like you need a little bit of a breath of fresh air. I really want to say breathe, Therese. So I hope that makes sense with you. I'm just waiting, but please listen back. That would be awesome. So I'm just waiting for our lovely Dave producer to bring through another caller, and I will just have a sip of my tea. So, I'll just keep going just quickly with Therese while she can hopefully she can still watch it on Facebook. That your grandmother is just giving you a bit of more of a pat on the back and a bit of a sort of holding you up at the moment. So, yeah. So also, while I'm waiting for our lovely next caller, we need to do things that we love to do. So working with like going to do that yoga that you've always wanted to do, or go and do the dance. It's like I want to say, when something speaks to your heart, do it. We sometimes, as our human selves, we can get into our mindset, and we can get a little bit overthinking, and this is what brings anxiety up. And then we sort of overthink, going, oh my god, that person doesn't like me, or what have I done to that person? Sit in your heart space and really be aware that the way you talk and your vocabulary to yourself, it's we need to be a lot more positive lately, because there's a lot of things going on around the earth and everything. So when we speak from our heart to ourselves, it reciprocates. So it sort of gives us a nice little figure eight, and giving us our nice little balance and everything. So while I'm waiting for my next caller, I might pull a couple of cards. Now, I did pull trust. So trust is a really important, as I was speaking on the show a little bit earlier, in regards to trust. Oh, another one fell out. Taking pride. And this sort of follows on with trusting what you get and trusting in your gut instincts. I love these beautiful Colette Baron Reid cards. They're absolutely gorgeous. This is the stag, and I don't know if you can sort of see that, but there's the stag. And standing up with your pride, like trusting in your own pride, trusting in your own leadership, is a really good thing for you. It's like I always say, when you stand on your own 2 feet and you're grounded, you can go forward, you can do a lot of things. But being a leadership for me with this particular card is actually your own leadership in your own life. Taking the bull by the horns, taking the stag by the horns, sorry. But taking that by the horns and going, right, this is my life. I am going to lead it 1 foot at a time, moving forward with positive energy, and allowing myself to trust that me taking the bull by the horns, or the stag by the horns, allowing myself to be that leader of my own life, rather than being a follower or being someone that's walking by your side. It's always good having a partner by your side, don't get me wrong, but taking your own leadership in your own life is a really good thing. You'll find that things just fall into place more, opportunities come up a lot more, but having pride in yourself to step forward and move forward, and taking the leadership role of your own life. It can be hard, because when we do that, we have to say no. And no can be a big word. No can be a word, but you've got to trust in saying no. You just got to trust in saying no. So I'll just pull another card out for the week. Communication. Oh, I love these cards. So communication is a really good card for this week. It's like I always say, when you communicate with yourself and communicate with others, oh bless. Don't worry, Dave. Hopefully I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. It's all good. Don't stress. But I feel like this is what Spirit has got me doing right now. So communication. This is where I want to say no. If you want to be strong in your communication, and it's interesting, I find I work sometimes on a metaphysical level, where if we say no, it's for us to say no. But if we hold ourselves and we don't say no, sometimes our throat may get, like, we might get a sore throat because we're not speaking our truth, and we're not trusting what we speak, or we have that sense. So, but communication, being strong in communication, so saying no when it's meant to say no, to trust in your leadership skills of your own life. So, and sometimes we can fall off the wagon with that. We can literally communicate to please other people, whereas we need to communicate to please ourselves first and please our heart space. So I hope those cards make sense to you this week. I know this week's coming up, and we're also coming out of Mercury retrograde and all that sort of stuff, and all the planets are sort of starting to die down a little bit. So I hope that makes sense for people out there this week. Now I've got Melissa. Hi Melissa, how are you going?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. Hopefully we keep you on on track and on chord and everything. So did you want to go psychic or mediumship this week?
Okay.
Did you want to go psychic or mediumship or a bit of both?
Medium.
Medium? Okay. It's interesting because I did have a few people lining up before I actually started. As I talk in front of glass, sorry about that. Now, it's interesting. I know I've got a couple of people here, but I feel like I've got a gentleman that's coming through for you who's actually sitting. I've got a chair that sits right here next to me, and I want to make reference to this gentleman. There's a Peter or a P name that I want to bring through. I do feel with him, though, I feel like he's either a grandfather or a father, but I just want to make reference to that. I feel it might be a grandfather on Dad's side. So would that make sense with you?
I don't know. I didn't know my grandfather on my dad's side.
Okay. Is there a Peter or a P connection on Dad's side of the family, though?
Not that I know of.
Okay, that's fine. Well, okay, so do you know Dad's still here, yes?
Yeah.
Thank you. And do you know if he's one of 3 children?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I just want to, because I feel like are you one of 4 or is there more than 3 for you?
I'm sorry?
Are you one of 4 children?
Yeah.
Thank you. So I have got your grandfather. Oh, okay, thank you. So you didn't actually meet him or did he pass before you were born? I just want to make reference to this. I feel like he was still here when you were born, but you didn't quite know him. Would that make sense?
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, I'm also getting 58 to 62 around him. I don't know if that's the age that he passed or the age. There was a significant age around him. But I want to come through. He's coming through. Just, I feel like he was a really gentle, a gentle man. Like, I want to say that. He's actually giving me quite a bit of gentleness and sincereness. But I also feel like there's a bit of struggle or there was a bit of disconnection around him as well. Now, I know you said you didn't really know him, but I feel like there's disconnection in the family. Would that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now, also, I want to make reference to, are you still talking to Dad? Because I want to make reference to talking to Dad.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do you still talk to your dad? Are you still connected with your dad, yes?
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I just want to say there's a really close, and I do want to say that your grandfather's coming through and he's wanting to apologise for not being there for your dad, if that makes sense to you. Because I feel like they would have had a fallout when your dad was in his teens or there's a reference to a falling out. But I just want to make reference with that. I do want to say that your grandfather is very much around. And do you have 2 children or there's a reference to 2 children?
I do not.
Okay, because I feel like there's 2 children that are around you. Like I want to say, I just want to say there's 2 children under you, if that makes sense. So I feel like they're more for you. So if you don't have children, I'm being drawn to tell you that there's 2 children that you may have, if that makes sense. Because I don't feel like they're nieces or nephews. I just feel like that you've got 2 children or you're going to have 2 children. Now, also, he's telling me as well that okay, thank you. You don't have a partner at the moment, or is there a partner only just coming in? I just want to make reference to that.
If I have a husband?
Do you, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Because I want to make reference to new beginnings around you, Melissa, if that makes sense. Because I feel like there's going to be new beginnings around the relationship in a sense that coming in, it's like I want to say the relationship's changed or gone up a notch and there's more sort of connection and it's new beginnings. So I feel like there's new growth in the relationship. So does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, he's also telling me, is there a particular person that you want to connect with?
Not that I know of at the moment.
No? Okay.
If there's anybody with them.
Yeah, awesome. So I just want to say that. And also, okay, thank you. Do you know if? Okay, thank you. So your husband's mum has her as her. Oh, sorry. Has your husband's grandmother passed on mum's side?
Not that I know of.
Okay, because I just want to say there's a lady that wants to connect to your husband that has passed on mum's side of the family. So can I just leave that with you? I don't feel like it's mum, or it might be grandmother or great aunt, but I just feel like it's on grandmother's level. So I'll leave that with you. But I just feel like there's a Stacey or an a female name that I want to bring through on your husband's side, okay? But I do want to say that there's a reference to he wants you to just take a deep breath and know that you're going to there's something about children, or there's something about children coming around you. So I just want to be mindful of that. But he wants to apologise for not being more around. And he's also showing me, so is there, okay, you're in Florida, but I want to make reference to, is there an Oklahoma reference there?
Not that I know of. I don't know of any family in Oklahoma.
Okay, because I just saw Oklahoma, so I just want to make reference to that. So can I leave that with you? Because I feel like that's Dad's side, and I feel like he's just bringing that in as a validation point. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I'm also being made aware as well, he's telling me about, have you just bought a new car, or is there a new car around you or coming?
Yes.
Thank you. Because I just want to say you've gone to a bigger car, or there's a reference to a bigger car, or more muscle. It's funny because I'm getting a Chev, but I don't feel like it's a Chevy. It may be, but I'm just getting Chevy as a name. But I just want to make reference to the car that you're getting is bigger, or it's bigger than what you had previously. But I also want to make reference to the fact that this is more for travel, or more for camping, or more to take being able to move things, if that makes sense.
No.
Okay. I just want to be mindful that I just see camping, or I see sort of a bit more of road trips and holidays coming up for you, and I feel like September's a big month. So is September a month that you are going away on holiday or something? I just want to make reference to that for you.
Not that I know of, because we haven't planned yet.
That's fine. I just want to make reference to there's either a camping trip or something around September I want to bring through for you. But I do want to say there's just a really good sort of essence around you, and what I want to say to you, and I feel like your grandfather's coming through, is believe in yourself. There's a belief you need to be a little bit strong. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, okay. Do you have another question there? Or do you have a question,
ma'am.
Melissa, for me? No? Okay. Also, I'm being shown study around you as well. So I don't know if you're actually going back to do correspondence or study, but I feel like you're starting to do expanding your knowledge is what I want to say.
I want to.
Yeah, I just see that coming through for you. Sorry, I won't have any. Oh, I'm just going to let everyone else know. I don't have another time. I don't have any more time for another call, so I'll just stay with you, Melissa. But I just want to say, I feel like your grandfather's coming through with, like knowledge. But also, I want to make reference to: has your mum's mum passed? Has your grandmother on mum's side passed?
Yeah.
Thank you. Was she in her 80s?
Yeah.
Because I'm getting 83 around her. Thank you. She's also saying to me that it's like, I want to say with her, the way I'm explaining is that there is, you can't make a fuss around her. She didn't like fuss around her. So for me to connect with her, it's like a big fuss to bring her through, if that makes sense. She'd like to just sit there and watch, or sit there and do things. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Thank you. She's also quietly knitting, or she's quietly doing something with her hands, but I just want to make reference to that for you. And she's just, and Mum's still here, yes? Can you please give Mum a massive hug? There's something about Mum having a massive hug at the moment. I don't know if there's been some things going on in the last 4 weeks around her, whether or not there's loss or change, but there's just that reference there. So can I leave that with you?
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, also, your grandma. Oh my God, your grandma is so cute. Do you know is your mum one of 5 children?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And also, I see little hat. I feel like your grandmother always wore straw hats, or there's something about hats about her.
She used to.
Okay, thank you. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's got this gorgeous smile. And I do want to say there's something about her passing peacefully. There's a peacefulness around her. But I do feel like she's making me aware that she had issues with fluid, or there's issues with organs, but I just want to make reference to that. But I do want to say that she's quite happy now. But can you please give Mum a big hug for her? And also sunflowers. I see sunflowers as well. So I don't know. I know you guys are in summer going into fall, but I just want to say there's something about sunflowers in the house or sunflowers around. But that's just something that she wants to bring through. Okay? So,
Okay.
Melissa, can I leave that with you? But she just wants to give you a massive, great big hug and go, don't worry, things are moving forward, and I do feel like the relationship is getting a new beginnings for you. So, and stop dragging your feet. Can I leave that with you, Melissa?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for connecting with me today. I've only got 30 seconds, so thank you so much. If you'd like to connect with me more, connect with me at Jordie Jane Psychic Medium on Facebook or jordiejanes.com.au. Everyone have a lovely week, and I will see you all next week. Bye for now.